Hi guys, it's me, Demonator What If, back with part 4 to What If Ichigo was sent back in time. Yes, I realise only now that I changed the name from the original one. Now, last time we left off with Urahara offering to take Ichigo and those he accepted, so, in other words, the friends who had been surrounding him, to the Serete. In response, Ichigo just simply says that he will think about it. Now, of course, he is he is in that very moment questioned by the friends who do not know about hollows and the souls and such. Basically, how on earth, what on earth he's talking about? Like, what the fuck is a Serete? Ichigo just kind of brushes it off with kind of like a withdrawn look. This confuses everyone, even those like Uryu, who know about his involvement. Now, about a week passes after this. He's still questioned by multiple people. Orihime and such people look at him worriedly, as he seems a bit more withdrawn now. Basically, what Ichigo is currently doing is trying to figure out ways to go to the Serete himself, because while he appreciates Urahara, he knows that he cannot trust him fully. After all, Urahara is the one who supplied the means for his sister in the original timeline to start hunting hollows. On top of that, he is the main reason everything ended up happening. It's not like Ichigo suddenly forgot about the Hogyoku. Now, whilst Ichigo is still going along his daily routine, and on one day he happens to find traces of Ryatsu. And not just anyone's Ryatsu, not a wandering spirit, not a Soul Reaper who happened to pass through the area, but specifically from Soifon. Soifon, of course, being the Commander-in-Chief of the Stealth Force and the Captain of the 2nd Squad and the 15 Court Guard Squads. He then, being kind of aware, he's aware of her position, and now being aware of what she is doing, obviously, due to her own research and due to the event that the Captain Commander more than likely will have ordered her squad to search and for Mayuri. Remember, Mayuri died last time, so he has not been for a week back in the Serete. He then, one day, when Soifon happens to be stalking his route, and kind of like researching him, because she has obviously would have seen him every so often become a Soul Reaper of some, or she would have seen spikes of Ryatsu coming from a Soul Reaper form. And one time, as she is following that trail, she suddenly feels like danger, and starts using Shimpo to quickly dart away, but sees her target, or at least her current suspect, Ichigo, right behind her. Keep in mind, I don't mean right behind where she was previously. I mean right behind where she left to. So yeah, he confronts what she's looking for, and they have kind of like a flashback or scene change to the Serete. it has now been over a week. Actually, no, 2 weeks maybe. Since Mayuri, the captain of the 12th squad, I need to fact check that at some point, but captain of the 12th squad, of the research division, disappeared. I feel like I said that already. And yeah, so everyone is on guard. This includes the people in the outer districts, because captains are seen as unfathomable to them. On top of that, Soul Reapers themselves are on guard. Nobles don't care. They think themselves above others, so they don't really care that some creepy old scientist would have been killed, except for those few nobles who probably relied on him for certain things. As well as that, the other commanders are on edge, seeing as one of their own has disappeared. And that is exactly why the captain commander had issued Soifon to go searching for the culprit, or purely just for Mayuri. He understands that due to Mayuri's field of work, he could have disappeared for a long time, but just in the event that there's something else going on, he sends her out. Moving back, Soifon explains exactly this. She explains that because she sees him as a Soul Reaper, strangely intervening with human lives, as she doesn't. Let's just say that she hasn't taken any information from the Captain Commander and from Rukia's report. And basically she states that due to Mayuri, the captain of the 12th Squad's disappearance, she is being sent to scout and search for him. She was specifically sent due to her high standing and high capabilities, so she had she was seen as having a greater ability to do it. So Ichigo looks at her interestedly, and asks Soifon why how she so easily giving away that information. After all, she doesn't even have any proof of him being an actual Soul Reaper. She is suddenly on edge and confused by this, and she tells him to explain, and he says, well, Rukia said that she gave in a report, so I'm confused as to why you don't know, but I'm not originally a Soul Reaper. I was given powers by whatever Rukia is, met by Rukia. Again, I don't know how it's called. Shit. But yeah, I was given my powers by her, which were affected by something else within me. I even have my Shikai at the moment. She suddenly remembers that she had read this report a few weeks ago, before the whole Mayuri incident happened, and when Rukia had originally given it to the captain commander. She nods understandably, and she then proceeds to invite him to the Serete to speak with the captain commander, as since there are people who want to meet him. He says he's interested, and what time is viable for her. She says she knows where he lives, so she can come at any time, so just signal her with a reactor spike. He agrees, and they go their separate ways. After this, he goes to Urahara's shop. Of course, he should not know where this is, as he's never been shown by Urahara, and of course surprises Urahara with this, and he says to him that he declines his offer. He then informs those who he can trust with this information that he's going. So Chad and Orihime and Uryu, that he is going there. He says to his mother and his father that he'll be gone for a day because he's just staying over at Orihime's house. Of course, his dad gives him a snarky remark, and both his dad and his mum proceed to ask him when he's having grandkids. He is slightly flustered, but says, "Not soon." This just gets them riled up further, and yeah, so other than that, they're there. A day later, after school is finished, let's say this is a Friday because plot convenience. Ichigo, Orihime, Chad, not Uryu because he knows what he'll do if he's surrounded by Shinigami. But yeah, so they group up together and Ichigo sends off a small spike. I say small because I'm thinking of his perspective, but to others this is quite a large spike. Soifon then almost immediately appears next to him and opens up a Senkaimon. Senkaimon, don't know how to say it, but it's the gate that is used to travel between the planets, realms, whatever. You get it. So yeah, the Senkaimon is the gate used to travel between the Soul Society and human world. And actually, it's the only official and safe way to enter and leave the Soul Society. But yeah. Now, because yeah, it says in the description that there is only one. However, it also says that you can create one yourself by having a Zanpakuto in front of you. Now, I'm just going to say Ichigo didn't know that information, because that seems like some information he would never have to care about, because he often did have Soul Reaper friends, and even if he is a savior and a close ally of Soul Society, there was never really any time he could have learned about that information, even with his great memory. So yeah, moving on. When they get to Soul Society, they immediately see 12 figures in front of them, ranging from 11 figures in front of them. My apologies, because my Ryu's dead. And Soifon is taking them there. There are 13, so what I'm saying is reasonable. I don't remember what 13 is. But yeah, so basically, they see 11 people in front of them, and this includes, of course, the Captain Commander, who is in the center of them. I don't know why, but when I say this, I'm picturing all of them standing in line with like really dark shading over them. My brain. I'm pretty sure there was a scene like that in the manga or the anime. But yeah. They greet one another, and the Captain Commander invites Ichigo to stay in Soul Society, and wishes for him to be investigated by someone, in a sense that, like... Well, actually, no, he never gets to explain what he means. As the 11th captain... So Kenpachi Zaraki then proceeds to jump forward, intercepting what the commander is speaking, and there was no reaction from anyone else as they expected this behavior, and shouts towards Ichigo, "Fight me!" Why not? "Fight me!" fake Soul Reaper. I've heard of your exploits killing a Menos Grande. I want to test my mettle against you. Ichigo then looks towards him, summoning his Shikai, and says, "Nah." This angers Zaraki, who then bursts forwards and attacks. Now, that was really long, and I didn't. That was really short, and I didn't think it went too well. So I'm just going to continue for what I had planned for part 5, or a little bit of it. So as Zaraki charges towards Ichigo, in response, Ichigo just raises his bow, pulls back his thing, summoning a Zero-based arrow, charges up. I say charges up, but you know what I mean, like pulls it back and releases it. It goes flying at ridiculous speeds towards Zaraki, who, again, I say it again, but no, I don't mean again. But even though he is under severe, heavily influenced by the decreases he has, still manages to almost block it. However, due to the nature of this being literally part of Ichigo's Ryatsu, Ichigo uses a minor Ryatsu control, as again, this is a Shikai. To an extent, the direct extension of him. He basically just pulls it slightly to the side, and it pierces through Zaraki's eye patch and makes a large gash across the side of Zaraki's face. Then 5 more arrows burst forwards in a perfect line to spots that aren't defended. For example, the elbows, the knees, and one that goes just under the blade, and would hit very close to the heart. Zaraki is greatly in danger. He's now got a slightly bruised throat because one of his things that is putting him in danger is one of the things that makes him weaker is now missing. So he's much more powerful now, but he still has that small gap of Ryatsu and doesn't manage to pull away in time, and is pierced by 2 of the arrows, one in the shoulder, one in the leg, and again a hole goes through his shoulder, and a massive gash goes along his knee. The arrow that was about to pierce his heart instead detonates before it hits him, knocking him backwards onto the ground, and with all this damage, he is inside of his own little crater that had been created by one of the other arrows, and it's just completely, he's already passed out. Again, I'm saying these arrows are very effective. You're getting hit head on with a Grand Race arrow. The captains are all astonished by this, with them flinching at the thought of the similarities that this poses to Quincy's, because while these are, while this person is obviously a Shinigami, his powers are very, very similar to what they'd seen in the Quincy War. Some, such as Byakuya and who's the Sakura wearing robe dude who the commander had taught, like kind of clenched their hands harder onto their blades. Now I'm sure there are some other people who could be in that position, however they don't. Let's just say that these ones are the ones who have most aversion to Ichigo, and they are actually the only ones who want to attack. The rest of them do have some minor distancing of themselves towards him, which is surprising for Toshiro. I didn't know he could get more distance from people. But yeah. The commander, who now has a slight glare almost in his eye, looks towards them and they withdraw. And yeah, continuing on, Ichigo has a normal stay. He is toured with his friends around his location, and Orihime and Chad are even spoken to about their powers because they're a bit out there. But yeah, other than that, so yeah, after they leave, once they are no longer within the Serite, Ichigo now knowing how to enter the Serite at any point, due to having just having asked someone, because yeah, just didn't know. The commander flicks his wrist, and a member of Soifon's clan appears next to him. This is someone who's under his direct command, even more direct than captains, you could say. And he kind of whispers / just tells them to follow and research Ichigo Kurosaki. Anyway, that's where I'm going to leave off this part. This is technically 1.5 parts, because of the fact that I planned some of this for part 5. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you do, just comment. Just comment whether you want another part. I'm going to still continue it because I feel like a bit of a dick because I haven't been doing this that much. If you have any suggestions, just post them, comment them, whatever. And yeah, have a lovely day.